Well, so here at the Kollel, we're going to be listening to the words of Rabbi Yosef Chaim Mimran. Rabbi, this place right here, it says that's the name of his website, Yeshivat Torah Chen. Chen is an important idea in Kabbalah. Chen means grace. It's a gematria 58. It has different kinds of qualities, which is the same gematria as the ear. So it's a concept of listening. Now, so that's he's a great man, and he's traveling all over the world, and I really don't know how he gets his stamina, but he's doing that. He's also wrote this little book. Now, in the time that I knew him, I didn't really realize, really the greatness and that he had been working on to try to bring this to us. Now, the last time we had this piece that was called "The End of All Power Struggles." This is talking about really the goal is to bring awareness of your own awareness to be able to watch and view your thoughts. You may have to do this 100 times a day because you never stop thinking. But on the other hand, you can work to clear your mind and make empty spaces. To the end of all of this, he came to this blurb and he says, wielding power over others is nothing more than weakness disguised as strength. The true power lies within us. And of course, here he was talking about the ability to be able to control your thought processes by looking at them. And just imagine that somebody did something to you that you didn't like, either at business or at home or whatever. And as a result of that, you wanted to strike back at that person or get back at that person. So it starts bounding around in your mind back and forth what you're going to do. So you're going to take advantage and but that's not, he says, that's not the true power because underneath it all is the concept. And this is what I'd like to bring out is that Hashem is behind everything. But you can't see that unless you reach the level of neshama, which is the looker, the one who looks at what's going on in your mind. So we need to do that. I need to look at my mind. You need to look at yours. And let's go to the next place. The next place is entitled The 6,000 Years. And so I'm going to read this little English part here. He says, in truth, now just imagine the neshama breaks the negative elements and allows the raising up of the original light before the sin. Now he's saying something like sounds like something like this is that when you make a mistake, you commit an avera, then it could be that you lose that light. But the neshama is always trying to break through that. This is the purpose of man's service to cling to God. This is why we need to try to cleave, use the word cleave to God, and to separate himself from his dirty clothing, meaning his dirty deeds. Is to never give in to any negativity that surrounds you. Know that there is great hope for humanity. The Borei Olam has allotted 6,000 years to this world in which we live, as we are reaching the end of that time period. Now understand that we are in the year 5,783, and as even the Vilna Gaon all Kabbalists agree that that's the millennia that ends at 6,000 years is going to be a different time period altogether. The nature of the world is going to be different. They refer to it as the Aliyah of Malchus to Bina, which is beyond this world. So he said at the end of the time period, as Chazal have taught us, there will be a clear reversal of roles between the Yetzer Hara and the Yetzer Tov. The powers of good in the world will increase, while the powers of evil will decrease. This will be due to the billions and trillions of holy sparks of light that the people of Klal Yisrael have salvaged over the millennia. How? To their service to Hashem. This is a deep Kabbalistic concept whose details are really beyond the scope of this work. What is clear, though, is that humanity will be saved from itself through Klal Yisrael's service of Hashem. In a worst-case scenario, the Navi Yeshayahu tells us, Ani Hashem bi'ita achishem. I am God who will bring first the redemption from the Yetzirah, which we're calling here, he calls the ego, the emotional ego. At the end of days or earlier due to your service. This verse is telling us that if we do not manage to allow our precious souls to surface and claim their rightful place in our lives, thus regaining control of the ego, then Hashem, through his anointed one, the Mashiach, will redeem us at the appointed time. This is Baruch Fleischman, and this has been Rabbi Yosef Chaim Mimran's ultimate connection with God.